Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl, the Love Junkie, and as usual, I bring to you all Christ-centered relationships, love relationships, courtship, marriages, as well as dating advice on Christ-centered love relationships, marriages, courtship, and dating. Okay, so today I have quite a couple of things I want to talk about. All right, it's a continuation from my past or my last videos. Okay, if you haven't gone through them, I advise you do go through them, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time of coming along my YouTube channel, do subscribe as well as hit the notification button to get every week. Okay, so I'll be continuing today on what I called or titled "What Love Demands." All right, what love demands. So the first thing I want to talk about today is love demands patience. Alright, so the Bible says in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, love is kind, love is patient. In our world today, so many people are so after the things that are they want to see results so fast. You know, we even have fast food. You just walk into a place and you want to get food. It's everything just faster. But when it comes to love relationships that would last, love relationships that would thrive, marriages that would last, patience is very, very important. Take for instance, the Bible talks about Jesus Christ talking to one of his disciples. They asked him, how many times do we have to forgive somebody that offends us? And Christ told the person 70 times 7. Yes, if you want to do that calculation, you might say, okay, 70 times 7 is like close to 500 times. But what Christ was actually trying to say or pass across to that particular person is that you can't count the number of times you forgive a particular person, no matter how many times they hurt you, or no matter how many times they go against what you believe in. Okay, so Christ was trying to tell the person that you forgive as much as possible. Do you know that forgiveness is a very important attribute in the life of anybody? Because God says in his word that if you want me to forgive you, you have to forgive others. Now, look into a relationship or a marriage relationship. If you do not have patience towards your spouse or towards your loved ones, how do you intend for that relationship to thrive? It's not possible. Love is patient. No matter what happens along the way again, between yourself and your spouse or the person you are in a relationship with, perhaps courtship, and you're wanting to get married, patience is key. There are times whereby you might be expecting to see a result or an attitude from them and you're not getting it. It doesn't mean you just become discouraged. Why don't you talk to them about it? Many times people feel that because you're in a relationship with this person, they should know you so well. They should be able to read your mind. No, it's not possible. We are not mind readers, okay? It's only when you are able to open up and tell this person, okay, this is what I'm going through, or this is what I expect you to do, and that is when the other person can know what exactly you are going through. So love demands patience. No matter how many times somebody offends you, no matter how many things are going the way they shouldn't be going, just believe that things will get better. All right, and that's one very important attribute of what love demands. Don't just get disappointed, or don't just get discouraged. If you want that relationship to work, then you must put in a little bit more of patience to see it thrive. Okay. The second point, or the second value that I want to talk about on what love demands is communication. Communication, we all know, is very important in a relationship. Do you know that there are times whereby perhaps a boy and a girl, they didn't even think of maybe wanting to start a relationship, but became very good friends, okay? And they kept communicating, talking through phones, chatting and everything. And as time went on, they began to find out that, oh, this person, I'm beginning to like this person. That's the power of communication. Communication is so powerful a tool in relationships that it tends to make you know if this person is somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with, or if this person is somebody that you think has the attributes or everything it takes to want to spend the rest of your life with. Communication is key. If you do not communicate with your partner, you do not know what they are going through, you cannot tell what it is that they would want you to know and want you to do. Nobody reads, nobody knows. The Bible says that the spirit of a man or the spirit of God it's only the spirit of God that knows the intent of God. It's the same thing when it comes to a man. It's the spirit of man that knows the intent of a man. Your spirit cannot know somebody else's spirit, the things this person's spirit is thinking about. So it's important that communication is key. Try as much as possible to communicate. no matter how you meet. There are people that are into long distance relationships. I can remember when I was courting my husband. Okay, I was actually outside in another state, and he was in another state over for a year, and we kept communicating, through phone calls. He would call me in the middle of the night. We would talk almost every day. We would chat, we would talk. Some people feel long distances relationships are not possible. They are very possible, and I've seen them work over and over. As long as communication is the most treasured value in that relationship, the two persons involved, they keep talking, they keep getting to know themselves. There's no how such a relationship will not thrive. So it's very important to know that communication is key in any relationship that you want to see thrive. And let me say here that people feel that when you're communicating with somebody, it tends to become very lackadaisical, or like it's the same routine and everything. That's a pointer that perhaps that person really might not be into you. Yes, once you begin to talk to somebody, or once you begin to flow with somebody very well, and along the line, perhaps maybe give it some weeks or give it some months, and you start seeing that this person is not so, we didn't used to talk like this. The way we used to talk and gist, the way we used to connect was better than it is right now. Is a pointer that this person might not really be so into you. It's really for singles. This is for singles. This person might not be so into you, and it's not something. If it's important you come out and say, oh, hey, what's going on? You used to talk very well. We used to connect very well, but now we no longer do that. Is there a problem? That is why communication is important. Let the person speak up. Let the person, get to know what the person has inside of their hearts or their mind towards you. Don't just assume. Assumption is the least form of knowledge. Don't assume at all. Get to ask. There's so many young ladies, they start being a very close friend, to a particular guy, and somehow the guy begins to show you so much affection, attention, and in your mind you just think all what he's doing towards you is a relationship. No, never assume that it's a relationship. That's why so many young ladies get it wrong. Never assume. If you feel somebody's getting so attached to you or so close to you, and you begin to think otherwise, the best thing for you to do is to call the person and say, hey, sit down, please, I want to ask you a question. Be very open, be very frank. That's what what makes people have heartbreaks. Yes, because they just assume that this person likes them so much. They've been communicating, and maybe they've started a relationship in their mind, which is not necessarily so. Get to ask this person, hello, brother or sister, what or where are we going to? Are we just friends? I know that emotions are beginning to come into play. Are we just friends, or what are your plans? You just ask. If it's a girl, it's important you ask the guy. Okay, and if it's a guy, it's okay to ask the lady. Just be open enough, all right, to talk, to be able to ask what this person has in their heart, so that you don't get it wrong. Communication is very important in any relationship that will thrive. Okay. So the third point I want to talk about today is forgiveness. Yes. Love demands forgiveness. The third point I want to talk about today is forgiveness. Forgiveness is very important in relationships, marriages especially, that you want to last. Alright, so many times you see things happen. Okay, we are humans, nobody is perfect. In a married relationship, for instance, there are times whereby your husband will annoy you. Yes, really get you pissed. And there are times whereby your wife will really get you very angry. But the thing is important. One thing you should understand is that nobody is above mistakes. We are all human. We all make mistakes and can step on each other's toes. And when Christ was talking about forgiveness to one of his disciples, but asked, how many times do we forgive? He said 70 times 7. What Christ was trying to say was that you do not count, the number of times you forgive a particular person. In a marriage relationship, you cannot keep count of how many times you forgive. Forgiveness should just be something that should be part of you every single day. It's just like taking after the Father. The Father loves us so much. He keeps forgiving us. And that's why he said in his word, if you don't forgive your brethren, how do you expect me to forgive you? Forgiveness is key in a marriage that will last. No matter how many times they offend you, your spouse, your partner, or your husband or wife offends you, it's expected you forgive them. Okay, I remember very well when I was, courting my husband. There was something, when we were friends, actually, we're just very good friends. There's something he did that if you if any other young lady went through that, she would say, I would never forgive this person, never forgive this person. But what I did at that time, it was quite hard, yes, but I just forgave, because I believe that no matter what anybody does to me, if Christ can forgive me my so many sins, I should be able to forgive anybody. And so I just forgave him. It took some time, yes, for me to actually forget, but I actually did forgive him. If I didn't forgive him, definitely I won't be married to him today. But I'm glad I did. And so it's important to know that in a marriage relationship that would work, or in a relationship that would want to thrive and become beautiful, forgiveness is key. Do not think that there are things that this person can do that can never forgive. There's nothing that is not forgivable. There is no sin that is not forgivable. So you must understand that marriages work on the grounds of forgiveness. Love thrives on the ground of forgiveness. There are two things I believe, that go hand in hand. Giving and forgiving. All right, giving and forgiving. In my last video, I spoke about the 5 important attributes or qualities that a godly husband should possess, and I know that I mentioned forgiving, because you can't give if you don't have what it takes to give. And so today's talk about having to forgive somebody and what love really demands. Forgiveness cannot be ignored. So I really hope that these 3 points, all right, the first we spoke about was patience, the second was communication, and the third is forgiveness. That's so important. And when you apply them in your relationships, trusting the Spirit of God to help you, that marriage relationship will thrive. Not a relationship that is taken after the things of the world. Hey, we've been called out. We are chosen people. We're a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, but people belonging to God. We don't follow the things, the stance of the world. We have a picture. We have an image that we keep looking at and we want to become better at. And I really trust that what we learn and what we have learned in today's What Love Demands will help you know that it's important to place these things at the back of your mind. All right, thank you so much for being a part of today's episode of Love Issues. I hope you were blessed. All right, feel free, send me any question. My email address is in the description box below. You can just feel free to contact me, whatever questions you have. Okay, I really love answering people's questions. All right, and also don't forget to hit that notification button as well as that subscription button. All right, thank you so much. I remain your girl, the Love Junkie, and I love you all. Bye.